Hi, my name is Rohit, and this is a quick demonstration on my similarity network based on my assessment tool. And in this video, I will show you how I configured inter-VLAN routing, RIP routing, Ethernet channel DHCP, and also ACL, which is access control list, which allows us to block income traffic from a specific destination source to a destination. So now let's jump to it. So first, just gonna show you the overall. So here's my server 0 or server that has static, and it has configured about 10, 7, 1.10, 255, 255, 255 as a subnet mask, and a default gateway of 10, 7, 1, 1 of a default gateway. And here's my DHCP server, which has a DHCP port, which are already set to Sydney DHCP. Is default gateway of 10.7.2.1 and DNS server of 8.8.8.8, and already as examples are the IP of 10.7.2.100 and the status of subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and already set the maximum number of user in this specific area to 50, and we can also like change to 500 to 1000 based on usage. Make sure we have to like put the service on so that every time we connect this device to this DSP server, it will automatically get that IP address, so we don't have to like configure it. So that's our Sydney server, Sydney side, and that's our Melbourne. So yeah, so that's our VLAN 10, which is IT, and that's our VLAN 20, which is our HS. So let's jump in. So first, router configuration and inter-VLAN. First, it's gonna run the command enable show IP interface brief. Yeah. So here's gigabit internet 0.10, which is a VLAN 10, has IP of 172.7.10.1, and gigabit 0/0/20, which has IP of 172.20.1. And for node, that's 7 here in my every IP is my certain ID because my certain ID just ends in 07. And next, just gonna show the IP route. Just gonna run the command show IP route. Yeah, here you go. 116 R, which means routing. So that's coming from our Sydney server, which has a routing of 172.1.0 via 192.168.100, which is this specific crossover. And next is it's gonna show you the ACL or the access list. Let's show access list. So here we can see I allow IP 172.7.10.0 and 10.7.1.0 and deny the IP 172.20 and to the source 17.10.7.1.0. And other than that, I allow every IP from every destination. So in other words, that's our just um, let's say that's a destination, and sorry, that's our source, and that's our destination. And here also, that's our source, and here's our destination. So 172.7.10, which is our um, inter-VLAN of IT. So I allow, which can be passed through the server of Sydney, and deny the HR to deny HR to communicate with Sydney server. And next, Ethernet verification. Just gonna jump on our switch. Then come on, enable show Ethernet channel summary. Sorry, channel summary. So here's our port channel SU, which has the ports of FA/0/21 and FA0/22. And next, gonna run run the trunking. Show interface trunk. Yeah, as we can see, as expected, the 802 IQ 1Q is trunking with an VLAN of 1, which is as expected. So now we're just gonna demonstrate the DHCP. So like in DHCP we can add a switch, we can connect a switch or a PC, or let's say inner here. So when we click on a PC or any end device, click on here and copper straight through, connect to any port of switch. Let's say F10, and as you can see, when we can configuration, we haven't any IP because that means static. And here in this scenario, we have a DHCP, so which means whichever device is connected to this network will get an IP default and subnet mask based on the DHCP configuration. So once you click on a configuration, just wait for a while, and once we can see the DHCP request successful, we can see like we get an IP of 10.7.2.14, which is 255.255.255.0. And yeah, so in summary, I demonstrate inter-VLAN routing, RIP-based routing between branches from Melbourne to Sydney and Sydney to Melbourne, vice versa, and ACL, which I show you, which to restrict incoming traffic from a specific source going to specific destination, which is in our scenario is we allowed just IT to communicate with the server of Sydney, and we just gonna block this communication data traffic between HR and Sydney. And also I show you that DHCP in action, and that's it. Thank you for watching.